Emotions are phenomena that take place in a single person. Collective emotions are phenomena that are attributed to some groups. They are not a simple sum of emotions. Like in our brain is not a simple sum of our neurons. If we are in emotional stage, it does not mean that our single neurons are in emotional stage, and vice versa. So we are observing emotions in the group, and one can say that this can be completely different expectations, different modeling approach as emotions of a single persons. The project is highly interdisciplinary. There are physicists, specialists from social science, from information science, from computer graphics. We have experts that could collect the data from the internet.
I'm a psychologist, which is different from most of the other partners. It is clear also from a theoretical point of view that we get emotional if something happens that is very important to us. So imagine you have a particular political interest and somebody would insult your party. Of course you would get upset. But what we could show in the laboratory is that people would get emotional when they would read things that had nothing to do with them from people who they did not know on topics that they had only moderate interest in, and they would express emotions in their face, they would report emotions, and we would see bodily responses. So it is quite obvious how emotions might travel from person to person as people interact with the internet.
When we discuss about politics, we are rather angry. We express negative feelings. When we chat with our friends, when we tell something to our friends or relatives, we are rather positive.
My role as a physicist was to find some phenomena that we can describe, that we can use some similar methods like in statistical physics, and describe the relation between users in communities. We observed that emotions group together in some clusters. So we have, for example, here 4 positive messages. We observed that the probability, the chance of that another message will appear with the same value of emotion increase when we have larger cluster before. So after 4 positive messages, the probability that another message will be also positive is larger than after 3 positive messages. It doesn't matter if we have positive, neutral or negative message. They group together in some clusters. For us, it's some kind of sign of affective interactions between users. We can say very honest that this is what we observe in internet, and from this project we can also say that now we understand more how work in the emotional world in internet.
I think that our observation can be also use our tools that we are producing for practical reasons. Imagine you would like to send your email, and you are not aware of the fact that your email includes a lot of emotional phrases, and some people would perceive this email in an emotional way, and in this way a discussion could run in the direction you didn't want. It means if you would have a possibility to check your email before sending, how emotional is it? Just like you check the proper language of your mail, you would have larger influence of the way you are communicating to different people.
We are investigating how to integrate also contributions from other partners in the project, from the complex system and agent-based modeling, and how to integrate it in the system that could be deployed, for example, in the communities, in the online communities.
We found that users express positive emotions more frequently than negative ones, but when they say something negative, this carries a lot of information. We also found that users tend to express similar emotions as others, creating a collective emotion. With our models, we can reproduce how this collective emotional state emerges and study it through computer simulations.
We have been working on a software platform to integrate partners' tools. In particular, this software integrates the modules that infer emotion from the words typed by the user, and also the emotion as it flows over time, its dynamics. Our specific contribution is to provide the visual feedback, that is the display of the emotion in terms of facial expression and even body movement over time.
There is a lot of things that can be explored at this moment, including, for example, this further integration and experimental evaluation of the systems in the multiple user environments, and also based on these insights that we have on affective dialogue systems, how such systems could be, for example, applied in, I don't know, as tools that are like companion systems for people, or how such systems could be applied in the online games as a non-playing characters, or how these systems can be explored also in a commercial way in the normal online chatbots and dialogue systems that provide some type of information to people.
In order to understand the relation between individual emotions and collective emotions, actually the whole complex network, complex theory approach is required. And these emotions can be observed by analysis of text analysis of online messages using different methodologies, for example, such as sentiment analysis, that one of the team from the project CyberEmotion developed.
My group is in charge of writing a computer program to detect sentiment in text from the social web. So we have a program called SentiStrength, and you can feed text into this program, and then it will predict the positive and negative sentiment in this text. And it works at about the same level of accuracy as a human. And it means that we can run sentiment analysis of thousands or even millions of texts. The biggest company that uses it is Yahoo. But other companies use SentiStrength in a more hidden way. So they monitor tweets for mentions of the products of their company, and they classify them as positive or negative with SentiStrength.
I think that CyberEmotions are not studied enough, and they become more and more central in our society. So yes, it is very important. And I think that by finding that online love is so important, it can be so intense, it increases the impact of cyberspace upon our relationship, upon our life in general.
You could see that in the future one can expect emotional interactions will be more and more transferred by internet. At the moment we are not in position to predict in 10 years what kind of possibilities of communication are. So it is also not possible to say how emotions could be transferred by internet. But for sure this research will be very important for the future generation of the internet.
The CyberEmotions Project met with success in all domains of its activity. Data collected from forums, Twitter and other sources were ranked among the 70 databases defining our planet. Psychophysiological experiments revealed affective processes associated with communicating via the internet. The SentiStrength program became one of the most advanced algorithms for sentiment detection and was used for emotion displays on the London Eye during the last Olympics. Finally, theoretical complex systems tools have supported the modeling of stylus facts about internet-based collective emotional dynamics. Overall, the CyberEmotions Project has helped to build understanding of the role of collective emotions within online communities and has prepared the theoretical background for the next generation of emotionally intelligent computer systems.